Welcome to another episode of the Retail Boss Podcast. It's your girl, Keena, aka the Retail Boss. How are y'all doing out there? Listen, I am back with another exciting episode. Y'all know how we do. We get it live, we be crunk, we be ready. It's on and popping when you tune into this podcast because y'all know I'm bringing y'all something amazing and something that's going to help change your business. So, before I get started, because I got a special guest today, but before I get started, I want to remind you that we are in the thick of the holiday season and you need to make sure you are ready to retail your beauty products for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You still have time. So if you are struggling trying to figure out how am I going to sell my retail product? How am I going to get my team ready to sell retail product? We don't have no strategies. I don't know what to do. Well, guess what? You guys can go to my website, www.retailbossbiz.com, and get the survival guide to beauty retail workbook. Listen, in this workbook, guys, look, I got it tabbed out for y'all and everything because I wanted to make sure that I reminded you that there are so many amazing tips that you guys need to get prepared. I'm teaching you a retail culture. I'm teaching you how to strategize, how to goal set with your team. I'm also teaching you how to select people within your salon as retail coaches to help lead your team along the way so that you hit your numbers. I'm also teaching you how to educate your team on product knowledge. Guys, it is not too late. Do not think that you are at the last minute. I can't do this. This can't happen, guys. That's not true. I'm here telling you, you still have time. So if you are struggling, I got your answer. Okay. All right. And I don't want you guys to forget about, listen, I practice what I preach. What do I mean by I practice what I preach? I could not be on this podcast giving you guys advice, telling you things to do if I haven't done them myself and if I'm not practicing them myself. And I had to learn how to speak positive words over my business. Everybody want to talk about manifestations. Well, child, you can't help bring a manifestation to pass if you're not speaking the right words over your business, if you're not speaking the right words over your life. So I created a book that's just for you, okay? Affirmations for beauty industry professionals. That's right. You guys can get my book. You can actually download it now straight from Amazon, okay? Download it to your phone. That way, when you walk into your salon, it's at your fingertips. You don't have to carry a book with you. So these are no longer available on my website for the physical book, but you can order them from Amazon. And guess what? The one that I happened to be reading earlier today was obtaining and maintaining good business relationships. And here I am teaching you what to say so that you can start attracting the right business relationships that can help push you and your brand and your business forward. Guys, I would not be here without sponsors. I would not be here without beauty industry friends that are shaking and moving and making a change in this industry. If I didn't have those relationships, guys, I would not be able to do a lot of the things that I am doing. It has literally helped me pave the way. So I need you guys to keep in mind that you need great relationships. You guys need to make sure that you are speaking the right words over your business. And guys, I need you to make sure that you stay connected with the Retail Boss because I always have something for you to help take you and your business to the next level. Now, to get into my podcast guest for today, let me tell y'all something. I met this young lady a couple years ago. I want to say it was, let's see, this is 2022, about 3 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago, at an event that we were both teaching at. And she walked past, no, she was sitting at a table. There was a lady that walked past me first with these t-shirts on. So I know you guys can see it, but it says, I am a licensed stylist. It has a check. And then down here, it says unlicensed, right? So y'all know how I am when it comes to being licensed in this industry. You know how I am about stay bored. Y'all know how your girl is. So anyway, I see her sitting. Somebody walks past me with the t-shirt on. I was like, okay. And then I see her sitting at this table with another young lady, and they both had the t-shirts on. So I was like, oh, okay, how can I get one of these t-shirts? And we started talking, and she was explaining to me about her movement and why she started the movement. And we just had some dialogue. And I just was like, I really just love what it is that you're doing, because you don't hear a lot of people talking about ways to preserve the industry, how to be of influence to people who are not licensed, how do we motivate people who are maybe on different platforms doing hair that are not licensed to get licensed. Like, how do we become influencers in our industry for those who are not licensed in our industry, but they're doing what it is that we're doing? We got to preserve that, right? Guys, my guest today is Miss Lakeisha Dion. She is a licensed cosmetologist and a licensed cosmetologist instructor, and is the visionary of the Stylist Takeover movement. The Stylist Takeover movement was birthed to motivate, inspire, and change the lives of licensed beauty professionals around the world. Miss Lakeisha Dion's main focus is to re-inspire licensed beauty professionals and to take our industry back and fall back in love with the beauty industry again by pursuing education and to stay in tune with current trends. Lakeisha is known for the motivational pusher she is, pushing individuals that are ready to go to their next. The Stylist Takeover is a faith-based movement. Without God, nothing is possible. Lakeisha has made her impact in the beauty industry with her I Am Licensed campaign. She gave the I Am Licensed Tuesday, is where stylists around the world set aside this day to recognize licensed beauty professionals. She is a giver and a supporter to the beauty industry in so many different ways and facets. Make sure that you guys tune in to Miss Lakeisha Dion, because I'm going to tell you something. Her beauty takeover is taking over. Are y'all ready? Let's introduce this guest. Let's go. But thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the Retail Boss Podcast. I am just excited to have you here with this takeover movement, because it is definitely much needed. And I know our viewers want to know who you are, what you do, and how you are making change in this industry. So please, please, please tell us about your movement in this industry.
All right. Well, I am Lakeisha Dion. I am the visionary of the Stylist Takeover movement. Whoop, whoop, kudos, Stylist Takeover. It's a movement for licensed beauty professionals to connect and to come together as one. We motivate, we inspire, and lives change. That's in a nutshell. If I could say, that's what we do. Definitely a supportive movement, a faith-based movement. Super excited about being chosen to be the visionary of this movement, because we need other movements so we could come together as beauty professionals. We see a lot going on in the industry, but not a lot of us coming together as supporting each other. So when God gave me the vision to come up with the Stylist Takeover, it has been taking off by leaps and bounds. We've been in existence for 4 years now, going on to our 5th year. So I'm super excited. I have definitely seen stylists motivated. I have seen stylists inspired, and we have definitely seen lives change. So that's what it's about. I always ask those 3 questions with any member that joined the Stylist Takeover. I always ask, have you been motivated? Have you been inspired? And have your life change? If they answer yes, then I know that that's my purpose and I'm doing exactly what God has called me to do.
Amen. I know that's right. And I think it's amazing that, you see believers that are shining their light, allowing God to just, use them, and, putting Him in the movement is everything, because I believe that, the Lord wanted to come back into our industry. When we think about the history of the beauty industry, and how we really began, back in the days as slaves, and, doing hair in the big house, and, doing what we did out in the fields and how we use our hair to preserve seeds so that when we went to the next location that we could, start farming all over
Yeah.
again. There was so many different things that we did with hair, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, if you don't sit back and look at the culture and the history of what was done, because we were creating them big, huge hairstyles a long time ago before bats came along. We was doing that way, 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 way back. So there's so many generations of, hairstylists and beauty professionals, and we got to preserve what it is that we have. Having the ability to now have a professional license to say that I am different than the kitchen titian, that what sets me apart is that I actually have knowledge and the science behind what it is that we do. So
Yeah.
can you just speak on some of the changes that you've seen just within the industry, especially with the newer and the younger generation? Can you kind of just speak on that subject? Because I know that your movement is not to bash anyone that is not licensed, but
Right.
it's definitely to inspire.
Right. So I am licensed. When God gave me the I am licensed movement, it was to promote the importance of being licensed. I just got tired of just seeing people just doing hair unlicensed, working beside me in salons, and their license not on the wall, but they doing hair in these salons that I worked at. And I was like, these girls is bringing in money, making money. And I just got frustrated. I was like, you know what? I went to school, I paid money to go to school to learn this, had to take the state board test. No, it's not fair. So I wanted to bring awareness. So I was like, you know what? I'm proud of my license. So y'all could be quiet over there, but we need to tell everybody we licensed. So when I did the shirt, I am licensed, check, unlicensed. I didn't really think it was I didn't really think it was gonna. Well, I knew it was gonna be good, but it was just like it took off. So then we start
Yes.
off from doing I am licensed Tuesdays, and now it's all everybody got t-shirts and we wear them and we like wearing proud like we are licensed because so many times our voices were silent. We've
Mm-hmm.
been silent in the beauty industry, letting people just do whatever. Like if you know somebody don't got no license, back in the day when I used to live in Charleston, South Carolina, I remember I was in school and when people wasn't licensed, they would tell and they would go tell the state board and state board would come to wherever they are and get them basically and find them for not being licensed. But we done got lax on that. Like, like it's okay. They ain't got no license. Don't worry about it. So I was just really frustrated. And I was like, you know what? No, we need to make some noise. Let people know that we are licensed and we are proud to have license, and wear the shirt proudly. And then I was like, let's take it further than a shirt. Let's make it into a movement where look, when you wearing the shirt, going to the what is it? To the board meetings and seeing like what's going on with our with licenses now, because right now it's so many changes that's going on right now that a lot of people don't really know about. They don't know about it,
Correct.
and it's like if you don't never go to your board meetings, if you never go there, then you'll never know. But I don't want them to deregulate our license. So
Right.
me doing the shirts, I was like, well, maybe that'll create a buzz. Maybe that'll create something, because I actually went to a board meeting. I went down in Columbia. They had one, and
Mm-hmm.
we all had our shirts on. And
Mm-hmm.
so the legislators, they were like, what is this? What is these shirts about? What is going on? Why y'all got these shirts on? And I was like, because we don't want y'all to take our license away. So
Mm-hmm.
they actually stopped and they began to talk to us, and it was like, why? Why
Mm-hmm.
is it important? And we broke it down. I was like, you need license because you doing hair, you need to know the chemicals, you need to know like if somebody got a scalp disease, you need to know different things you need to know. And they were like, wow, that really
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. And I was like, I don't know what happened that day, but they listened, and it was just like making a statement, just coming and making that statement. Even if it was one person to listen, he heard it, and
Correct.
he went back and told all them other ones that's trying to stop, the license. So I really believe that if we just come together and just keep voicing it and voicing our opinion of why is it important to have a license, I think that we'll be okay. I think we're gonna be okay.
Yeah, it is, it's very important, because like you said, there's so many different things that we learn in cosmetology school when it comes to, like you said, scalp diseases and disorders, when it comes to just things going on within the hair shaft. And if you don't have that eye, and if you've not been trained and taught, like, I feel like anybody can really, if you have a somewhat of an artsy talent on the inside of you,
Right.
you can mimic a hairstyle. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I mean, so it's so many people that do hair that are just naturally gifted and talented. So
Yeah.
now taking that gift and that talent and using it in a profession to where you can be set apart from everybody else. People will pay high dollar or, premium pricing, for your services and products, and just really stepping outside of the category and being able to do so many things. Like, a cosmetology license allows us to do hair, nails, and skin. It's not just hair. So you have the flexibility within your services that you're providing to do other things when it may be a slower time. So now I can get into this, and now I can provide that, and now I can expand the service menu. And I'm speaking to those who are, because I know a lot of cosmetologists, they get out of school and they go right into a salon suite, and they want to automatically be business owners straight from school, which I think is the biggest mistake. And there's so many wrong misconceptions of that, because by no way, shape, or form are you mentally ready. And do you have the business knowledge to be able to open a business right outside of school? Nor do you have the training. You just need to be under someone so that you can be mentored, and you can be coached, and you can be taught the business. And I think so many independent thinkers are coming directly out of cosmetology school with that mentality, because of the culture and what has been the precedence that has been set on social media, that this is the way to go, this is what we should do. Or even, quote unquote, people doing hair that are celebrity stylists, that are super talented, I mean, and don't have license the first. And that was a huge thing for me when I would be at the trade shows and I was teaching, with some of the other brands, and I would see these people, and I'm just like, they're not even licensed, and they're getting the celebrities. Why? What's happening? Social media took over, and
Mm-hmm.
now we got to make our way back.
Taking
So
our industry back.
take our industry back. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
what strategies, do you guys have set in place to really go hard on social media to really change the narrative of the culture of the beauty industry?
I would say, even with the Stylist Takeover, what we do is brand consistency, staying relevant,
Mm-hmm.
being consistent with your brand. I would say that is like major. Not just posting one time a day. I always say at least post 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. So they
Mm-hmm.
see you. They see
Mm-hmm.
you. So just staying relevant, being educated, doing classes, being trained. None of us know it all. It's always room for growth. So being connected with each other, like we have like barbers, we have makeup artists, we have estheticians that's a part of the movement. So
Mm-hmm.
having classes, coming together, and just staying relevant, I will say. But and not be don't be afraid to let people know that you are licensed. Don't be afraid. Like, stay relevant. Put a stamp on it. Yes, I'm licensed. And so many times we are afraid to speak on it, because there's so many unlicensed stylists out there that's doing it, that's
Mm-hmm.
making money, got the million followers, what I'm saying, but no license the first, because ain't nobody saying nothing.
Correct.
People are scared. They like, man, I ain't gonna say nothing. They can go ahead and do whatever they're gonna do. But if we voice our opinions and just open our mouths, there's nothing wrong to say. That's just like, if you seen somebody out here, would you go to a dentist and he ain't got no license?
Right.
Would you
No.
go to the dentist? I'm not going to him. Would you go? Would you go? No, I'm not going to a doctor. He hasn't practiced that. I'm not going to him. Not a bit. You're not going to go.
Mm-hmm.
So why would you go to a hairstylist that don't have license? Why would you let them put that comb in your hair, that chemical in your hair, that weave in your hair, that glue, that lace around your edges? You know what I'm saying? Like, why
Correct.
would you do that? with no license because they lost the respect and the value for the beauty industry. So now it is time for us to take our industry back. Take our industry back.
Absolutely.
So it may be me just starting it. Like I started the Stylist Takeover movement. God gave it to me. But I know that it's going to go around the world. I know it is. He would never have given it to me if it wasn't. But I'm a firm believer it's time for us to take our industry back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So how can others get involved with your movement, like to join, or you like, how does that work?
So right now, hey, So I always say I never ask somebody to join the Stylist Takeover. I always say, you know what, if they see it, they can join that way. My banners may say, join the movement or whatever. But right now, I'm not taking any new people right now, but in the beginning of the new year, I will be because I'm revamping it. But you just go to the website www.thestylisttakeover.com, and we have the VIP members, we have elite VIP member, and we have a platinum member. So it's 3 different categories that they can join and be a member of. So I'm super excited about it. Right now, we at 50 solid members.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yes.
So yes, so I am really excited about that today, 50. And so my inbox is like full of people wanting to join the movement, but I'm like, wait till the beginning of the year because I'm telling you, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be amazing, and I'm excited that God has allowed me to be a visionary of this great movement, and I'm excited about what's next for it.
All right. Well, we're going to just take a moment and pay some bills right now with our sponsor, True Balance Hair Care. We thank all of our sponsors for being a part of the Retail Boss podcast. So we're going to pay some bills right quick, and then we're going to come back and get deeper into this conversation with Ms. Lakeisha McCray. We're excited about what you're doing, girl. Hold tight, and we'll be back in 3 minutes.
Wake up to your best hair every day when you use True Balance hair care products. Our products are created from natural ingredients and is suitable for all hair textures. Get longer, stronger, thicker hair the natural way. With nature-rich hair care formulas created just for you. No parabens, no sulfates, and no mineral oils. Just natural ingredients to help you care for and grow your own beautiful natural hair. Learn more and shop now at TrueBalanceHairCare.com.
Thank you guys so much for joining us back at the Retail Boss Podcast. We are here today with Miss Lakeisha McCray,
Yes.
and we are digging deep with talking about the Stylist Takeover movement. And I'm telling you guys, this is something you want to pay attention to. This brand is going to spread. This message is going to spread. I believe we're going to see great things happening next year with the brand. And I really want to dig into how did you come into the beauty industry? Like, what forced you or pushed you? What pulled you in the direction of being a beauty industry professional? I think sometimes if we begin to tell our stories and share our journey about how we got here, that will help inspire somebody else as well to become a part of such an amazing industry.
Well, 27 years ago, I graduated from college. Well, not graduated. I graduated from high school, and my cousin at the time had came over to the house and was like, "I'm going to cosmetology school," and I'm like, "Me too." Out of the blue, I'm like, I wasn't thinking about going to cosmetology school. She was like, "I'm going," and I decided I was like, "Girl, I'm gonna go too. I'm gonna go with you," and I just went, and I went to Charleston Cosmetology. In
Okay.
Charleston, yes, Pivot Point School, great
Okay.
school on Dorchester Road in Charleston. Super, super excited. I went through that program, graduated early, took my state boards, and was like, well, now where do I go from here? So I moved to Columbia, South Carolina, and start working in salons. And I loved it. Start going to hair shows and different things like that. And I always knew that this is something that I wanted to do. I always seen the hairstylists driving nice cars, seeing the hairstylists, dressing nice and things like that. I was like, I want to do that. I want to be on TV one day. I want to do this. So that's how I really got into the beauty industry. And then I just fell in love with it. Stayed working in different salons until I have my own.
Okay.
I own 3 salons, one in Alaska, That was my favorite salon. It was
Wow.
in Alaska. I had my own salon there, and it was called Anointed Styles by
Okay.
Lakeisha McCrae.
And
That
how
was,
did you get there?
I was married.
Okay.
I
Got
was
you.
married. My husband was in the army, so
Okay.
I moved there, and that I think that just changed it all because I was excited. I was able to be a salon owner for the first time, and it
Okay.
was not that many black stylists there, so it was like you was the who's of who's. Everybody knew who you were, so that was an amazing part of my journey. I always talk about Alaska, my very first salon, working there, and then getting divorced, moving back to Columbia, and then working at a salon there, then opening up a salon in Charlotte.
Okay.
So opened up one salon in Charlotte, closed that one, then opened up another salon in Charlotte, me and my daughter. So that's, I just love the whole feel of just being a salon owner. And then it just life happens, things happen, and then I went into the coaching arena.
Okay.
um no, let's go back. Then I went into the, what is it, instructor, being an instructor. So let's go back to that. Working for Paul Mitchell for 8 years.
Okay.
Paul Mitchell to school, working with them. I never wanted to be an instructor. So how did I become an instructor? How did I become an instructor? My daughter was actually going to cosmetology school.
Okay.
And they always was like, you're a mentor, you need to come and do classes. And I'm like, I'm doing no classes. I'm not teaching nothing. They was like, come on. So kind of like they pushed me to actually go into the educational role. And then they seen something in me that I didn't even see. And they actually
Wow.
paid for me,
Mhm.
to go for training. They
Mhm.
sent me away for trainings. And then after I did the trainings, they was like, you need to be an instructor. So what I did, I challenged the board. In the
Mhm.
state of North Carolina, I challenged the state board, passed it and everything, and got my North Carolina state board, North Carolina instructor license. I got
Okay.
those. So
Okay.
then I went into the educational part. So to start teaching. I love education. I love it. I love it now. Never thought I would be an educator. Never thought I would want. A lot of people don't even really know that about me. Being a licensed instructor. Let's go ahead and put that license on there. But I am licensed for the state of North Carolina, instructor and stylist. So love it. I love teaching. And then I went into the coaching arena, and I'm like, okay, that's something else, but I was always told that I was a motivator and a pusher.
Wow.
And always like to help people. I love to help people, even when I feel like they couldn't do it. I always tell people they can do it. So then
Absolutely.
it went into that with the coaching. So that's where I'm at now, coaching, and I
Okay.
love it.
Wow. Wow. Yeah,
Mhm.
that is awesome. And I don't think that we could ever have enough coaches in the beauty industry because there's so many things that just need to be taught, especially when it comes to the business, because that's an area in cosmetology, barbering, nail tech, even esthetician in school. There's just not a lot of emphasis and focus on it, which is very strange because you're being prepared to go into the world and possibly one day have your own business.
Right.
And so, you don't really get a lot of that education. So, people like us that have been in the industry for so long or however many plus years, we've gained,
Mhm.
education and knowledge around, how to operate in business. And I think that's key to share that information. So within your stylist takeover movement, they will have the opportunity to get the coaching as well as being a part of the actual, like, a membership of the movement itself. Is that correct?
Right. So the elite VIP members, those are the ones that get the coaching. They
Okay.
get the coaching and the mentoring. So the VIPs, they get the motivational calls and stuff like that. But the elite VIP members, those are the ones that I coach. Those are the ones
Okay.
that I coach and I mentor. So
Got it.
yeah.
Got it. Okay. All
Mhm.
right. That's what's up. So, where do you see the industry headed right now when it comes to, all the changes that have, been made since we had a pandemic? And I feel like we're just now getting the grips back on, being back in the salon, and some people had to pivot into
Right.
some different areas of the industry to make money. Some people took a grasp and a hold on retail and beauty products, and they were able to see that, hey, this is what I was supposed to be doing the whole time. And, really starting to understand and see that, hey, I didn't have my business in order. Like, I wasn't able to get aid. I wasn't able to get a lot of help because I didn't have my business in order. So, like, with that being said, where do you see the shift right now getting ready to go into a new year? Where do you see the shift of the industry going?
You better have your stuff together. You better have your stuff together. Yeah, but the part that I like about when you said about the retail, making sure that you have your own. Even when because we found out like even when we was closed in, you couldn't really go to the stores, you couldn't go this place, you couldn't order stuff. So if you had your own already, then you was able to service your clients because you had your own. So I see more people getting their own stuff, having their own retail, having their own product lines, putting their name on the bottle. So that's where we are right now. Having your own establishment, your own stuff. So if they shut down again, you can still service your clients. You got your stash right here. You can still make money and say, look, I got you.
Correct.
So I just think that right now everybody should look to have their own. And no, it's not for everybody to have it, but right now, when we see how what just happened, you better have your own. A lot of times people say, well, I don't want to have my own because, this person got their own. And if we get out of that mindset, say, look, you got to take care of yourself and make sure you're good. So when you go into the department stores, there's so many it's so many names of different products on the shelves. It's that person choice who they choose what they want to buy from. They want to buy yours. They want to buy this next person's stuff. But when you have your own, your clients, if your name is on it, they're going to come to you to get it because they trust you. So I just see right now that we need to have our own stuff and have our stuff together because you never know. Like, you never know what may happen next year. You don't know. Like we didn't know the pandemic was coming. We didn't know that. None of us knew it. But
Right.
a lot of most of the girls in the Stylist Takeover, they all have their own product lines. They do. So they was able to pivot. Some of the other girls that didn't have it was like, oh my God, where do we go? But I love that we had a support system that we came together on every Monday and motivated each other. And we stayed together, that nobody went lacking. Everybody still made money. And we found ways to how to make money. Those girls were going out on the corner and having clients meet them with their products because they was already ready and they already had their stuff together. So I think now that we just need to be prepared and have our stuff. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is definitely something that is key. That is definitely something that I think should have been in the minds of everyone anyway. It's sad that it took a pandemic to hit us for some of us to get, a clue. I think that it was definitely, needed. And for some, this time has been a blessing, despite the fact of like losing, family members, loved ones, and, clients and things of that nature. That's definitely something that I know a lot of people, it hit hard, for them, and having a support group to be able to push people through grief and be able to push people through mental anguish and emotional roller coasters. How do you deal with that as a leader? Because that has to be something that is just, heart-wrenching. How do you get them through that?
I could say even last night on our call last night, I told them, I said, please pray for me. I said, pray for me as the visionary of the Stylist Takeover because it's a lot. It's a lot. The stories I hear every day, the things that go on. A lot of the members did lose family members. A lot of people lost stuff, but then a lot of people they gained to at the same time. So you had people that didn't know where their next was coming from. We even gave gift cards to people, gas cards to people that was inside the group that didn't have gas to to get back and forth to wherever they were going. Food, we gave out food vouchers, cards and stuff like that. So we really, really came together. But I always say on on Monday nights, we come together, we pray together, and we just motivate each other. We motivate each other to keep going. So that's how we do it. I don't know no other way to do it but to motivate. That's it, and to pray. That's it. I don't know. I don't know nothing else but I don't know. I told them last night, we need God.
Yes.
I was like, not me. I don't need me. You need God. And in this time, we all need him. And some people may feel like, no, I don't need him. I'm good. I'm all right. In these times that we living in, you need God.
Absolutely.
No matter what. We this is a faith movement, like being a stylist. We go by faith. You don't know if their stylist, you don't know if that client is going to come tomorrow or not. You don't know what may happen, and they can't come. They sit in your chair. So you waiting to make that $100, but what if they call and say, look, I'm not coming today? You got to have enough faith to believe God that your bills are still going to be paid. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, look, can't do nothing without them. I said, how many people need them? Yes. And then they answered the question, like some people said yes, some people were quiet. But I said, if you're afraid to acknowledge him, don't be like you okay when you asking him for stuff, but don't be afraid to acknowledge him when you in the thick of it. Repent and move on. God, I'm sorry, I didn't do it your way. But at the end of the day, y'all, we need him. We can't do nothing without God. And I'm not afraid to talk about him. I used to be afraid, but not no more.
I know that's right.
I can't do nothing without him, Keena. We can't do nothing without God. So it don't be like trying to put on no show or nothing. People say God, use God's name, you know, just so frequently, like, oh, God, do this for me. But what you doing for him?
This is true.
What you doing for him? I mean, if you're not, being a blessing and sowing seeds, I asked them, I said, are you paying your tithes? I know I'm on something else now than now.
Correct. Go ahead.
Do you pay your tithes? Are you giving? And my pastor said something the other day, don't guess your tithes. You know it's 10%. Stop guessing. You know you made that money.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to go ahead and sow them seeds. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted.
Correct.
Yes, the beauty industry is a $1 billion industry. And yes, you see people around the world making money. But the one thing I want to say on this podcast today, stay in your lane.
Yes.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. When you begin to stay in your lane, you're just like you get in the car, you put the you about to go, and you're going, you're going, and you're driving. We all got a destination to get to, but when you look to see what somebody else in the other car is doing, you may crash, you may run off the road. But if you continue to drive and keep going, you're going to reach your destination. I was riding on 20 the other day, and I said somebody may be getting off on 2 Notch. Somebody else may be going to Florence. Somebody else may be on exit 80, but we all got a destination to get to. And that's just like in the beauty industry. We all are going somewhere. You are in different vehicles. I'm not in the same vehicle with Keena, but at the end of the day, we both got a destination to get to. We both got a destination to get to, but so many times we get unfocused because we're worrying about the next person. We're worrying about how their business is flourishing, how many salons they have, what they're doing. At the end of the day, it's about what are you doing and staying in your lane and staying focused. That's what it's about. At the end of the day, yes, we're taking over. We are, but we're staying focused. So you have to stay focused and stay in your own lane. Because God has only graced you to do what you do. I'm not graced to do what you do.
That's right.
I'm not about to go over here and try to do this podcast thing now. I'm just not about to, I may do a podcast here and there, but I'm not about to go over here and do what you're doing. It doesn't make any sense. God has graced you to do what you do. God has graced you to be the retail boss. Yes. God has graced you to be the entrepreneur that you and your husband, he's graced you to do that. Yes. So why would I try to reinvent that wheel? Instead of connecting with you, let's come along, let's do this together. So if everybody can get that in the beauty industry, we will actually be further than where we are. If we just come together and stay focused and stay in our lanes.
That is so true. That is so true. And, we see a lot of that imposter syndrome, in our industry. It's like a revolving door.
My shirt. You seen it.
Let's speak on it. Let's speak on it.
Let's speak on that. Okay, the shirt that you're wearing right now. Let's speak on that. I am licensed. You said Google her, Google me. Okay, this
Yes,
is me.
Google.
This is
Yes.
me. I am
Yes.
licensed church. People will see what you're doing. They will see your great ideas, and they would try to mimic what they see that you do. And that
Mm-hmm.
happened to me. And I seen it. Somebody brought it to my attention. Lakeisha, look at this shirt. Yes, I'm
Mm-hmm.
driving. I looked, I was like, that's not me. And then they
Right.
tripled the price of the shirt. And I'm like, I had to put it out there, y'all. That's not my shirt. They
Oh.
tried to mimic it just like mine, but this is the original. And you can
Mm-hmm.
Google it and you can see
Mm-hmm.
it. But that's me. So many times you will have people to try to copy and try to mimic what you're doing. It's
Mm-hmm.
okay, because if they're not graced to do it, it's not going to be like yours anyway.
Anyway.
But it's okay though. It's okay to have people that get inspired, for what you're doing. But at the end of the day, don't get mad. Keep going.
Keep going.
My coach told me, she said, no, that's nothing. That's nothing. You keep
Right.
going, keep selling your shirts. Actually, the shirts, I sold a lot of shirts that day.
Wow. Look at God.
So it was like, if I could have got mad, she said, don't even focus on that. She said, don't focus on that. You got other stuff to focus on. That's little stuff.
That's little stuff.
That's little stuff. So
Yes, yes. And it happens to the best of us. I said this to someone before. If somebody is not trying to copy you or emulate after you, you're not doing something right. When you're doing something right, people want to low key be like you. And, I too experience that often in the industry and outside of the industry. And I had to realize that what the Lord put on the inside of me is on the inside of me. He created me in his image and his likeness. Same thing with you. So what he put on the inside of you, your gifts and your talents, not to say other people can't be as gifted and as talented, but what he specifically gave you, no man can put asunder. We are the bride of Christ. And with that being said, he's always going to look out for us. He's going to look out for those who he has given a specific duty, a specific job, and a specific mission. You have a specific mission for this particular business. So nobody can take that away from you. And when you constantly put God first, and no matter what the haters say, no matter what the copycats are trying to do, and it don't feel good, because at that point it's like, and we're speaking this because obviously it's somebody that needs to hear this, because when your flesh is attacked, it doesn't feel good. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna get upset. You're gonna be angry. And I need you to understand, because we are made in the image and likeness of God, God also has emotions. We know that back in the day when he told Noah to build the ark, he was going to let a flood come to the land. Why? Because he was upset. He was mad. He was angry. And he promised us that he would never do us like that again. And that's why his son had to come and die on the cross, so that we would have a right to the tree of life. So with that being said, we have to make sure that we remember, God, you created me for this job. You created me to do what it is that I'm going to do. I'm going to keep my eyes on you. I'm going to look to the hills from which cometh my help, because my help don't come from these people. My help don't come from the internet. We're going to use the internet as a vehicle to push forth this movement that you put in my belly. And me, Lakeisha, I'm speaking to you. You are the midwife to so many who have a vision, to so many who are trying to push forward in their businesses and don't know what to do. You are the Elizabeths to these women. You're helping them push forth that and birth forth the vision that God gave them. So therefore, you got to stay grounded. You got to stay on point. You got to keep God first, and you got to show them how it's done. Because when you come under attack, then you stirring up something in the atmosphere. Now you somebody mad, and we know it ain't nothing but Lil D. He mad. Oh, yeah. He mad that you put these shirts out here. He mad that you started this movement. He mad that you're leading people in the right direction. So why wouldn't he try to come for something that God gave you? Because he's an opposer and he's a liar. And that's what he does. He comes to steal, kill, and destroy. But what he forgot is God gave us an ultimate key, and that's the Holy Spirit. And baby, when we let the Holy Spirit move through us, and we speak with power and authority, and we tread on serpents and scorpions on this earth, and we put the enemy in his place, there is nothing that nobody can do. There's no demon. There ain't no imp, ain't nothing that can come for you to take away what God has given to you unless you open a door. So keeping your flesh under subjection is what's going to be key. Operating through your spirit is what's going to be key. And the more you teach the people that are in your movement how to operate from their spirit and not from their soul, because that soul, that flesh will get you in trouble, and it wants to rise up because it has emotions. That's your thinker, your feeler, your emotions. That's your soul. That's what it does. But to be able to teach others who are in this industry how to don't even be moved, let it roll right off your back, and look what God will do for you. He'll increase you. He'll elevate you. He will push you forward. As a matter of fact, now he's put your mouth in the names and your movement in the names in the minds of people who didn't even know who you were. So all that did was open the door for the movement. We thank God for the door being open in Jesus' name. That's it. That's it.
That's it. With that.
Listen, when things like that happen, it literally stirs me up on the inside, and I just can see in the spiritual realm how this movement is literally this next year is going to take off in a way that you've never seen it before. The connections are going to come. The partnerships are going to come. I'm speaking prophetically to you right now. The partnerships are going to come. People are going to be hunting you down, trying to figure out how can they help push this movement. This is a great movement. We didn't hear of it before, but now we know. How can we work with you? The platforms that are going to open, those doors are now going to be open. And I just thank God that we have people like you in this industry that are not afraid to speak the name of Jesus, because we are going to take over this industry by bringing the Lord back in it. So I'm just so glad to have had you on this podcast, to bring somebody who believes like me, who looks like me. Is absolutely amazing. And we're not leaving out our white counterparts, our Asian, Mexican, all our counterparts. We love y'all, and we want y'all to join the movements, okay? Because we want to be diversified. There's so many of us, and the beauty industry has been separated for so long. We need to bring the love of God back into this industry so that these movements can start taking over. So I hope today we've been able to motivate someone, inspire someone, and bring change to the minds of those who may not even be licensed in this industry. But now I hope that we've now planted a seed to make them want to join such an amazing industry and join such a great movement. So before we go, I would love for you to tell us about, you have an event that is coming up. I would like for you to tell us about the event briefly, and then give us all of your information so that everyone that's here can connect with you and be a part of what it is that you're bringing to the table.
So it's the Stylist Takeover Symposium and Awards, Gala and Awards. It's a 2-day event, and it's going to be in Columbia, South Carolina, December 19th and the 20th. The 19th is the Gala and Awards. Excited about that. We'll be doing red carpet interviews on the red carpet, photo shoots, and more. And then we have December 20th is the symposium, where we have educators. That's all the educators are part of the Stylist Takeover. So this year I chose all the educators to be that are elite members of the Stylist Takeover. So they're coming. We have barbers, we have makeup artists, we have girls that's going to be teaching bob techniques, micro link techniques, hair cutting, hair color, silk press, and more. So I'm excited about that. We got some amazing vendors that's going to be there as well. We have an empowerment speaker. Pastor Shannon McCrae is our empowerment speaker this year. So I'm excited about that. So we may let her go first, because I already know she's out. That, and it's going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn, Columbia Airport in Columbia, South Carolina. We have 3 sets of tickets. We have the gala tickets, which are $50 for the gala, and that is a sit-down dinner. So we do have those available as well. And then we have the VIP. If you want the gala and the classes, is $195. So
All right.
$195, you're getting over 5 educators, and you're getting a gala for $195. Where they do that at, I don't know. But and if you say
Right.
I don't want to go to the gala, I just want to go to the classes, it's $150. So we do have in-person tickets as well. You can pick them up. And then you also can go online to www.thestylisttakeover.com. We do have some salons that's in the Columbia, South Carolina area. Alter Ego salons have tickets. That's with Constance Purnell. She has tickets at her salon. And then in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Montia Charday Makeup Studio and Academy have tickets on hand as well. But I'm telling you guys, you don't want to miss this event. It's going down. We have
Yes.
this event every year. We've been doing this for 4 years, so I'm excited about it. We're going back to where we did the very first one, and that was in Columbia. It was
Wow.
the Holiday Inn then. Now it's the Hilton Garden Inn now. So I'm excited about it. So if you're not
Yes.
doing anything, come out and walk the red carpet with us. So
Yes, absolutely. Well, Keisha, thank you so much for
thank you
just gracing
too.
us with your beauty, of course, and also your knowledge. Thank you so much for being here. And we would love to have you back on the podcast again
Definitely come back.
as this movement grows and takes over. I'm so
Yes.
excited about what you're doing. So thank you so much for having the time just to talk to us today. And I will make
Thank you
sure that
for
I put
having me. Like, I
you're
love you so much.
welcome.
You are so
You're
the bomb.
welcome. You're
She's the bomb, y'all.
welcome.
Retail
Thank
boss. The
you.
best, the best, the
Thank
best.
you. Thank you so much. And we'll make sure that all of your information goes down in the show notes for those that are listening to the audio podcast. Also, for those who are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to click those links. And for those who are watching on Lit TV, you can just go to the website that Lakeisha mentioned earlier and make sure that you guys are supporting this movement. So thank you, ma'am. And we'll talk back with you soon. We'll see you another time. Thank you so much, Keisha. All right, guys. So listen, first of all, I think I've pretty much already gave y'all a little mini sermon. So I ain't gonna hold y'all long. I'm not going to hold you guys long. Thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of the Retail Boss Podcast. It's your girl, AKA Kina, the Retail Boss. Y'all already know what it is. Make sure you link up with me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you guys stay informed on what's going on in this industry. I am bringing you guys hot topics where I'm going to be talking to beauty industry professionals in a laid back setting. We're going to tell you what's happening, what's trending, what's hot, what's not, and things like that going on in the industry. And I'm also going to be bringing you guys beauty industry news. That's right. I'm going to be talking about things that are happening with our state board from state to state. I'm going to be talking about what's happening in our retail market. I'm going to be bringing you guys information that you normally have to go and research to find. I'm going to bring it to you guys on one platform. So make sure you stay tuned and watch here on Lit TV. Make sure you're listening to the audio podcast and following us on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing, because when you guys subscribe, it allows this podcast to move up in rankings, and other people who are looking for beauty podcasts, beauty business podcasts, can find this podcast just like you did. So thank you guys so much for joining us. You guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you back next week.